This is the Inappropriate Words and Phrases tutorial for Ph.D. students at CSU. Tutorial on how to input data into the Inappropriate Words and Phrases Excel document. This is done, can be done in a couple of different ways. You could do it in a really complicated way where you would list the inappropriate words and phrases here. So for instance, I could type in OK here, and then I can go down here and select OK, etc. I can select good job, etc. Good. And as I'm doing that, you can see here that it's tallying that information up there. So if you wanted to do it that way, that's perfectly acceptable. It's the same as the way we did it for the names and the way we did it for feedback. But I'm not necessarily sure that we need to go to that detail there. You can type in the results of the data that you collected on the inappropriate words and phrases that you noted while you were observing your video. What I want to show you here though is these are kind of common inappropriate words and phrases like okay, you guys, good job, all right, good, perfect, and there you go, ready, and I put okay there again. Maybe that should be other. For the pink ones here, when you change these, you can, it's linked in the spreadsheet. So one of the common words that I use is an inappropriate word would be Michigan, or you could put down Las Vegas Raiders. That's also an inappropriate word. Okay. Now, when you put this data in there, when you change these phrases, this here changes to represent that stuff. So that's good. But not only that, when you go to the graphs, it also changes them here. So you have the graphs and the data, etc. that's changed on your spreadsheet there. But I'm going to go back to what it was at the start here, at least to there. One of the easiest ways to do this would be to use this sheet here. So I've got this 450 inappropriate words and phrases document here, and I've color coded this pink here to make sure that it kind of corresponds with that pink there. So when you have this, you might come up with different words and phrases, and that's fine. You can delete this, put your own thing in there. So for instance, my phrase is maybe you have another phrase. So you could change that there and then go back to your spreadsheet and then change it here. Whatever you change here changes what's there and also changes what's on the second sheet and the third sheet. So go back to this here. So if I wanted to use here. Now I changed it here on AC9. And if I hit enter, then if I go to here, it's changed here now, there to all of those. And it's also changed here. And it's also changed here. Okay. But the main change comes from this cell. This cell is referenced through a variety of different other cells. So I'm going to change it back to ready again. Okay, going to this here, say if I'm doing tallying. So if I tallied here, so I said and then I'm going to change this here to my word, which is and say if I do this, and you would tally it a little bit differently. I'm just doing it in sets of 5. Okay, so I could just tally this from watching my video. Then down here, I would have 18. From here, there's 10, I believe. Here we have 3. Here we have 13. Here we have 2. Here we have 5, not 2. Here we have 5 again. There's 4, 3, and 30. So we could do that. So I would tally this from observing my video. Now all I'm going to do here now is to change this data here onto the Excel spreadsheet. So I'm going to shrink this down a little bit so I can have a look at both things here. Excuse me while I close some other stuff here. So I'm going to move this around here. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so we can see it. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is change this to And I'm going to enter the data. Now, the data here, you'll be overriding information. So the data here, I'm going to enter it. So just by clicking 18, 10, 3, 13, 2, 5, 5, 4, 3, and 30. Okay, so I've overridden there was a formula in there that was counting stuff here. So if you prefer to count stuff this way, that's fine. Then just do that. But I think this is a lot easier. So once you've done with that, you enter the data. So this is basically this information here is basically this information here. It's the same thing. Now all the graphs and reports have been created for you. So if I click into here, now you can see I have my inappropriate words and phrases there, and I also have a sheet that I can print out. So again, it's a very simple, easy thing to do. Again, you can do it 2 ways. There's the hard way by doing this code stuff, but I don't necessarily think you need to do that. The easiest way is to go into here, just enter the data. And remember, you can change this here to something else. So for instance, I could call this whatever. And now when I go to my graph, I now have a whatever graph. And when I go to my inappropriate words and phrases tally, it has that done here. And the reason I have this here is that you can print this up to see how many inappropriate words and phrases that you use. That's it. So the last one's a simple one. You actually really don't need to use any of this stuff here. But if you want to use it, that's fine. There's a whole bunch of calculations and stuff that goes into make you able to use it the old way by selecting this code stuff. But you don't need to do that. You can just type it in here and you have all the stuff that you need. Okay, that's it.